For You, Ophelia. Written and narrated by me, Bobby John Ford. Chapter 1. Beach City, one of the weirdest places in the U.S. this side of Jersey, and home to one of the most famous thespian/mail carriers in the world, or so he'd like to think. Jaime was finishing his rounds for the day, and of course it ended on the far side of town and at the Temple of the Crystal Gems. Jaime had a couple of packages for Stephen, probably some inane sort of food-themed item. He didn't really have to guess what was inside, as the return addresses told him everything he needed to know. SandwichLunchboxes.com and SteakShapedBags.biz. Where does Stephen even find these websites anyway? Jaime made his way up the steps and knocked on the door. Waiting, he looked out to the ocean, examining the horizon. So beautiful here, Jaime thought. Jaime turned back to the door, face to face with the tall and ravishing Garnet. Surprised and blushing, Jaime stepped back. Garnet, hi. I have a couple of packages for Stephen. Garnet stood motionless. Jaime froze, staring into her oversized sunglasses. She put a hand forward. Thanks. I'll take them for Stephen. I'll see that he gets them once he gets back. Jaime handed over the packages to Garnet and asked, Oh, where's Stephen? He usually waits by the mailbox day and night after he orders something. He is with his dad and Pearl in Empire City, she responded. Jaime brightened up. Oh, I was just in Empire City shooting a commercial for a new restaurant there. I made enough to buy a new car. A newish car, that is. Garnet stood motionless and rose up a single thumb, showing her approval. Jaime smiled. Well, that's all for today. It was good seeing you again, Garnet. And with that, Jaime started down the steps. Garnet turned to walk back inside. Hey, Garnet. Garnet stopped and looked back. I wanted to thank you for your advice you gave me that day on the beach. It really helped me to strive towards my potential and pursue more acting jobs. That commercial I did is really going to open some doors for me, so thanks for everything. Garnet cracked a small smile and said, You have done well, Jaime. I make it a point to check in on those I give advice to from time to time to see how they do. You are really improving. So long, Jaime. Garnet turned and went back inside. Jaime smiled and watched her till she disappeared in the house. With vigor running through his veins, Jaime ran down the steps, jumping off the last. He landed, kicking up sand and raising into a dramatic pose. Garnet, my muse, I, Jaime, swear with all the fiber of my being to strive for greatness. I will not fail you. Jaime rose and trotted down the beach back to the main road of town. Garnet had truly been an inspiration to him, and he would find a way to repay her someday. In the morning, he would call his agent in Empire City and ask, no, demand another acting job immediately. Later that night, Jaime settled down onto his couch. He picked up his copy of Hamlet from the coffee table and picked up where he left off. I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. Jaime sighed and closed the book. Garnet. It was good to see her again. It really was. Perhaps too good. Jaime thought back to the day he saw a vision of heaven itself emerge from the ocean and walk onto the beach. Her grace, her form, and her beauty. He really did feel that he fell in love with her. But he agreed reluctantly when Garnet spoke with him that love is something that you work at and takes time. But he wanted to tell her badly that even if it wasn't love, he did feel something for her. And even now, he felt something for her still. Chapter 2. Jaime stood up from his couch. He couldn't sit here all night and pine over Garnet like some lovesick puppy. He knew he would have to get out of the house and clear his head. And he knew just the trick. Jaime climbed into his new-ish Hando GX60, a stylish car with that new car smell. Well, the new car smell spray he kept in the glove compartment. Jaime started the engine and pulled out of the driveway. Rolling down the window, he felt the cool night air wash against his face. He popped in a CD he got from Steven. It was his father's album, Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart. It made Jaime smirk and cringe at the same time, but it seemed to fit the mood and Beach City at its core. Jaime drove on for a while, turning here and there, going no place in particular, just looking for stretches of road where he didn't have to stop. Oh gosh, this is Ronaldo from Keep Beach City Weird. Jaime slowed and turned to see Ronaldo Fryman running down the side of the road toward the beach. He was filming himself with a phone, trying to make a vlog or something. Ronaldo! Jaime shouted from his car. What's going on? But Ronaldo didn't stop to answer. He just kept running toward the gem's temple. Jaime felt something drop in the pit of his stomach. Normally, he didn't panic when things got like this. There were always cataclysmic events happening in Beach City, like giant eyeballs, giant hands, giant women. Something was always threatening the town. But this time, Jaime couldn't help but feel something bad was happening. Jaime threw the Hando in drive and sped off towards the Crystal Gems Temple. Jaime made it to the beach and drove along the shoreline to get a better view of what was happening. It was Garnet, and she was fighting someone he couldn't make out. Was it a man? A woman? Jaime couldn't tell. The person Garnet was fighting against was huge. Long white hair, orange skin, and a helmet? The helmet the attacker wore jutted out and was used to strike at Garnet. Jaime stared in awe at the two forces of nature locked in combat. Garnet and her huge gauntlets punching with perfect precision at the attacker. Garnet threw a mighty uppercut and launched the assailant into the air. Jaime watched Garnet jump, as well as grab that person hundreds of feet off the ground, ready to launch them back down to earth. But it was short-lived. The mysterious figure punched Garnet back down and she fell. The figure tucked their knees to their chest and spun at an incredible rate, glowing orange with bolts of electricity flying off. The figure launched itself at Garnet. Jaime's mouth fell open and screamed, "Garnet, no!" Garnet hit the ground with a plume of sand kicking up. Almost immediately, the spinning ball of fury landed right on top of Garnet with a powerful explosion. The instant the figure landed, a bright light of blue and red shone where Garnet landed, and 2 kids? There were 2 children where Garnet was. Jaime couldn't wrap his head around what happened. Where had she gone? And where had these 2 children come from? Either way, they were both lying on the ground unconscious. Jaime stared in shock as the gigantic attacker got up and slowly made their way to the lifeless forms on the ground. Chapter 3. No, this wasn't good. Jaime panicked. What was the attacker going to do? Jaime grabbed the steering wheel and steeled himself. Garnet, what would she say? She would want Jaime to be strong. She had put a bolt of lightning into his soul that day at the beach. Jaime looked up at his windshield at the figure walking towards the kids. No, Jaime growled. Jaime yelled in fury and threw the Hando into drive, peeling out on the sand. He mashed his foot on the accelerator, racing toward the menacing beast. As he got closer, he saw the brute rise up a single foot, ready to stomp. Jaime hit his brights and lit up the beach. With wide eyes, the woman, as Jaime could now tell, shot a horrified glance to Jaime's car. Jaime screamed in fury, "You leave them alone!" Time began to slow, inches away from the monstrous woman. Frozen in time, Jaime's will was stronger at this moment than it had ever been. Then all at once, time resumed. Bam! Jaime made contact with the woman. The front of his car caved in around her. The airbag sprang forth and his head bounced in the life-saving cushions. As for the woman, well, she was knocked back. Way back. Jaime looked up from a bruised face to see the woman airborne, flying back into the ocean. Jaime groaned and felt his body ache from the impact. That was unexpected, he thought, but he had no expectations of what would happen. But totaling his car from the impact was not the first thing he thought. Jaime moaned and reached for the handle of the door. After some jiggling and a hit from his shoulder, he forced it open. Once the door flew up and Jaime landed in the sand face first. He muscled himself up and got to his knees. The kids! Jaime hobbled over to where the children he saw were, but as he got a closer look, he saw they were not really kids, only small. One woman with red skin and a band around her hair, and another with blue skin and a dress, and one large eyeball closed. "What in the world?" Jaime muttered. Jaime bent over, still in pain, and picked up the small women in his arms. He looked up and started to make his way to the Gems' house. There was only a screen door, so he let himself in and gently placed the two on the couch. Jaime winced in pain from his injuries. He sat on the floor beside the couch, holding his ribs. The pain flared up inside, and everything went black. Chapter 4. Jaime. Nothing. Jaime's eyes clenched. Jaime! Jaime moaned at the sound of his name. Jaime, wake up! Jaime stirred and struggled to open his eyes. His head throbbed and his ribs ached. His arms shot out in pain. Jaime struggled to open his eyes and see who was talking to him. He's waking up. Help me put him on the couch. Jaime felt hands on both sides pick him up and help him onto the couch. Who's there? Jaime moaned. His eyes were still trying to adjust from being passed out. Jaime blinked several times and saw the two small women from earlier standing in front of him. It's you two, he declared. Are you all right? Did that woman who attacked you come back? The blue lady spoke, gently and serenely. We are fine, thank you. As for the woman you encountered with your vehicle, she won't be coming back for a while, thanks to you. Jaime's thoughts stirred. He remembered racing in his car to save the pair and... Oh gosh! I hit her with my car. Oh man, I hope I didn't kill her. I was just trying to help you two. Oh jeez, Jaime stammered. The red woman smirked. Nah, you didn't cause major damage. Trust me, Jasper can take a lot more than that. And you did well, so don't worry about it. Oh, Jaime breathed in relief. Wait, where's Garnet? The blue and red woman looked to each other and smiled. You're looking at her. Jaime's face was apparent in confusion. The blue one began. My name is Sapphire, and this is Ruby. Garnet is our fusion. Jaime stared blankly. Sapphire continued. Fusion is basically two gems coming together into one form. Garnet is who we are together in that single form. But for Ruby and I, Garnet is more. We love each other, and fusion between us is something much more than that. Garnet is the embodiment of our love and relationship to each other. Jaime nodded, still wide-eyed. It was something complex, but he got the gist of it. Ruby and Sapphire sat on opposite sides of Jaime. And thanks to you, I get to be with Sapphire again. Who knows what Jasper would have done to us, Ruby said. Yes, Sapphire said. Thank you for what you did, Jaime. Jaime blushed. It's no problem. I couldn't take seeing that thing hurt you. Jaime continued. I understand now what you two are and what Garnet is. But I still care about her. And I guess you two as well. I couldn't see anything bad happen to those I care for. At once, Sapphire and Ruby reached up and hugged Jaime. Jaime pulled his arms around the pair and hugged them back. Without warning, the two kissed Jaime on the cheeks. Jaime blushed deeply. Jaime made it to his feet and turned to the gems. Well, I better get going. I'm sure you two want to rest, and I know I need to get into my own bed for the night. Jaime made his way to the door. Wait, Sapphire and Ruby said in unison. Jaime turned back in time to see a flash of light, and Garnet standing before him. Jaime stood silent before the tall woman. Garnet walked toward Jaime and pulled him close. She hugged him tightly, and Jaime returned the embrace. Garnet pulled back, holding his hand. "I'm glad to have a friend like you, Jaime." Jaime smiled at Garnet. "Me too," Jaime said. Jaime turned to the door to leave, but stopped. Was there something else? One more thing to say? No. He stopped because Garnet was still holding his hand. Jaime turned back. "Garnet?" Garnet pulled Jaime back and removed her sunglasses. She gazed into his eyes, and he gazed back into hers. "Jaime, thank you," she whispered. Garnet leaned in and kissed Jaime. Jaime stood frozen, lips locked with Garnet's. A wave of euphoria washed over his body. Jaime silently thought to himself that this wasn't going to be what he dreamt about when he first saw Garnet. It was just her thanking him. So Jaime vowed that he would make this moment last for as long as he could. I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. Finn.